I'm in the water room at St. Anthony's Hospital, and a little explanation on our water treatment. So we can see metal pipe coming in here. This is the city water where it comes into. It comes through, we read the pressure, and it hits this area here. Valves this way are open, valves this way are closed. So water hits here and it can't continue through. It has to go to a booster pump. This boosts up the pressure because it needs to get to the RO. So city water is like 20, it boosts it up to 80. Leaves this booster pump and continues down the line, reaching the water softener. Water softener softens the water, obviously. It's a salt tank next to it, and it's an ionic exchange of sodium molecule for calcium and magnesium molecule, which will cause a whole bunch of stuff build up around your kitchen sink. So the water becomes soft, then it goes on to carbon 1. After it goes through carbon 1 and it removes the chlorine, it hits carbon 2, which does nothing. It's a backup. Carbon 1 does all the work. Carbon 2 is a backup in case carbon 1 fails because patients are involved. And chlorine in the water will cause hemolysis. So it goes through carbon 1, carbon 2, and then to the RO. The RO makes the best possible water, and it delivers it to the tank. The tank then sends it to a distribution pump. It goes through this station and through a pyrogen filter and up to the roof. It goes to all the stations out there and then returns to the tank here. So you can see the tank moving. Water is constant. It's a loop, constantly moving water. Now, what we need to know if we run a 24-hour dialysis department is each of these will go into a regeneration at some point in time. They do their job, but as the sodium molecule is brought into the softener, it runs for a day or two, and a certain amount of water depletes that. So it needs to regenerate. So this is something that happens at midnight. And carbon 1 and 2 as well. There will be rifling in the carbon, so it fluffs it back up, rinses it out, and prepares it for, the next day of it's running. So they don't run every day. You have to go to the device and you have to figure out. So I'll show you this particular one. So we have a time of 9 o'clock, which is correct. I have 9:15. So, time of day, and these are days of the week, okay? So you can see some are sticking out and some are in. So, in, out, in, out, in, out. So, every other day this machine runs, every other day. That's exactly what it is. So, let's say this was Sunday and it runs. It doesn't run Monday, but it runs Tuesday. But it doesn't run Wednesday, but it runs Thursday. So I would tell you on this particular machine, Sunday you can't run between certain hours because it's regenerating. This machine, the water is being sucked in and rinsed out, and it's robbing all the water. Remember that high pressure? Robbing all the water, not allowing it to get to the RO. If the RO is on, and the tank goes down because somebody's doing treatments, the RO kicks on and tries to draw water, it won't. The water's being used here, it'll suck air, and your RO will have a problem. So you have to identify the days that you cannot run during certain times. On this one, let's say I would not run on Sunday, but I could run on Monday. On Tuesday I can't, but on Wednesday I can. That's the particular setup of this one. We use a lot of water, so we run every other day. And you can see I run for 2 hours. So it kicks on at 12 and runs till 2 a.m. So at 3 a.m. you could run treatments, but on Sunday, Tuesday, you can't run between midnight and 2. That would be how you figure out your night shift. and your pre-treatment. That's just an example. Then you'd have to go and look at these two as well. They're typically not on the same day. So I would say every day something runs, and you just need to know what times are it running. So quick understanding of water treatment, water coming in, being softened, removing chlorine, going to the RO, and then into the tank. As we use the water in the tank, it fills back up, and that's the way a water treatment works. So if we're upstairs using water, RO shuts off here, but it goes down. It's triggering the RO on here, and it fills back up. At that point, you better have water because, as I told you, so we have a drop each time in the system as it runs along. And over here, we're down to 70. Over there, we had, 85 or something? So each one of these will pull a drop of water supplying to the machine if they're not on. If they're on, they will take all the water. So again, it can be confusing, but hopefully it helped you understand water treatment system.